And welcome to Sharia Crime Stoppers. We are an affiliate of the United West. My name's Dick, and I'm a co-founder of Sharia Crime Stoppers. Tonight we have Mary Rapicki with us. Mary is the social media director at the United West, and she's also a co-founder of Sharia Crime Stoppers. Finally, I'd like to introduce you to our retired police chief, David Boris. David, of course, is a co-founder of Sharia Crime Stoppers. He is our course developer, he is our instructor, and he is the presenter this evening. I'd like to give you a little bit of background. David has given his country 45 years of public service, 23 in the military, where he retired at the rank of lieutenant colonel. He then spent 19 years in civilian law enforcement with command officer positions in sheriff's departments, and he served as a police chief for a jurisdiction in Georgia. David is currently an adjunct instructor with the Center for Security Policy and the Clarion Intelligence Network. Since 2012, David has trained in person over 1,500 law enforcement personnel on the threat of Sharia, largely in the southeastern part of the United States.
Sharia is Islamic law. It permits, and in some cases condones, behavior that is clearly criminal in the United States. Sharia Crime Stoppers is out to make people more aware of this issue and to engage local law enforcement to protect us. The challenge is that local law enforcement has had little or no training regarding Sharia, regarding jihad, regarding the criminalities that they need to understand fully in order to protect us. And so one of the questions comes out, what about religious freedom? Certainly Islam is protected for prayer, but it is not protected for criminal behavior. Stay tuned to learn how local law enforcement is finally being trained to deal with the threat. And the major threat of Sharia in our neighborhoods is directed at women. There's a male dominance part of Sharia that affects criminal behavior against women. Female genital mutilation, of course, is in the news, but we also have unprovoked rape. Clearly, having men who believe that women are property has led to an increase in rape in Europe and in America. Another problem that we face is the incredible number of mosques, 3,000 in America. And this is where the radicalization process of second and third generation individuals is taking place. It's very complex and needs to be very carefully understood by law enforcement. This is a Sharia Crime Stoppers call to action. There is local law enforcement training available. It can be provided under the radar. It actually comes at no cost other than travel expenses. We've seen the training, we've taken the training. It's specialized for commanders and detectives, officers. The course is developed by very experienced law enforcement personnel, so they're very careful to make the distinction between what parts of Islam is protected under religious freedom, but to identify the non-protected behavior that is in fact criminal. It's very careful to identify dealing with peaceful Sharia practitioners versus those who actually want to subvert the Constitution. So it's very careful surgical training that's appropriate for law enforcement that can lead to successful prosecution of Sharia crime. Take a look at the topics that are covered in the police training and think about all these topics that are not covered today that you're training for your police in your town. For the last 8 years has not included these topics. Certainly the Muslim Brotherhood in America, the 5-phase plan to transform America, the cultural factors that affect second and third generation radicalization, topics related to honor violence, and the overall Islamic ideology that drives this behavior. That has not been covered, and it's available now at this training. We urge you to take action, learn more about Sharia Crime Stoppers through Googling the name, and you'll find references at Tom Trento's United West and Trevor Loudon's website, as well as securemichigan.org. If you're curious about the training and you want to see the course descriptions and discuss it with the actual instructors, you can send an email to. Thank you very much. Let's work together to stop Sharia crime in America.